Hi, this is Steven from Just Got Played, and today I'm going to unbox and then show you how to play Rapido, which was previously printed under the name Excape. Anyway, it's from Dr. Reiner, Knizia, and Rapido is Portuguese for fast, I believe. But anyway, this is actually from a German publisher. This is a German version of the game with French included. If you go here to this website, you can download the rules in a lot of other languages, though. So, for instance, here's the English. Or you can just skip ahead to the chapter where I teach you how to play the game. Anyway, you can see it's for ages 8 and up, 2 to 6 players. Takes about 30 minutes to play. So this isn't for sale in the United States. I actually went to Amazon.de, the German version of Amazon, and ordered this. Only cost me $28 to get it shipped here to Florida. Anyway, all right, let's see what we have in here. All right, probably just a catalog of their other games. Yep. All right, looks like the rules. All right, so you've got the German version of the rules. All right, so it's talking about the scoring, rolling the dice, placing the dice, ending the game, rules for 2 players, and then again in French. And it talks about these steps in Rio de Janeiro that the game is sort of themed after. Very abstract game, but there is a theme on top of it. All right, so let's have a look at the board here. All right, nothing special in the back. Nothing special. It's not really a thick piece of cardboard or anything. But okay, yep, there's the board. And then we have the player color markers, I guess. This is just to, show you what color you are. So again, there's 6 colors. So we've got several there. Everybody has to have a pawn for the board. All right, so let's take a look here. Wow, those are just completely generic cylinders. Well, as I said, I didn't play a whole lot for this game, so I don't expect, fancy custom pieces. All right, well, let's take a look at the dice. So every player gets 2 dice in their color. The dice are not the same. So let's take a look. Let's pick a color. Let's pick red. All right, so we'll get a red die out. Oh my goodness. And all the players have 2 dice, and the dice that the players have are the same. But the 2 dice are not the same. All right, so let's take a look here. What do I mean by that? All right, so we've got nice, pretty simple rounded dice. But all right, so you can see this one, has a 7 on one side. So this one goes from 1, 2, 3, 5, 6, and X. This one has the 4 and the 7 and an X and a 1, 2, 3. So, yeah, there you go. All right, and a little bit of insert. Box is probably bigger than it needs to be, but that's okay. I mean, you want to have this board in here, so. All right. So let's talk about how the game is played. So you have dice and you have a pawn on the board. So let's imagine we've got a 3-player game going on here. All right. So if your dice are somewhere on the board, say like that, at the beginning of your turn, you take the dice off and you move the number of spaces there. So that would have been a 2, 1, 2. All right, so that's the beginning of your turn. And then you roll your dice. All right, so I rolled a 5 and an X. On your first roll, an X counts as 0. And the dice are always ordered so that the higher number one goes first. So this is essentially a 50. I can decide to re-roll those dice if I want. Now, one of the tricks is, so again, now this is a 73, which is actually probably a pretty good number. If I can keep rolling as many times as I want, but if I get an X on one of the dice, my turn is over. I don't get to place my dice on this track, and I have to move my marker back 1. If I roll X's on both dice, I have to move back 2. But anyway, what you do is you decide, where to put these dice. And it has to be an open slot from these 1 to 5, or you can place the 0. Anybody can place the 0. As many dice can be down there as you want. So I could, it's a pretty good roll. So I could say maybe place on the 5. Okay, so now it's yellow's turn. And yellow wasn't on here, so they don't get to move. So they get their dice, they get to roll, right? And so that's a 21. That's not great, but what if maybe they want to stick up there 21? Let's just say they did that. Okay, so then blue comes along and they roll. All right, so they rolled a 60. Now, the interesting thing where this game starts to get interesting about where you place these dice. So a 60, where you place it, actually, you know what? Let's say that was there. Okay, so if I place the 60 here, that's fine. On my next turn, if nobody has knocked my dice off, I'll get to move 4 spaces. So how do you knock dice off? Well, depending on where you place it, so if I place this here, any dice above yours that are equal to or lower than your number get bumped off. So I could place here thinking, hey, I'll get 4 on my next turn, or I could place here, which bumps these off, which will keep yellow from getting those 3 points. So you have to make that, there is no right choice because it's dice and rolling, there's no right choice or whatever. And like I said, you can always, put dice, say this was like this. I mean, red could always just sneak way down here, right? The 1 slot isn't very valuable, but it would knock all of their opponents off here. So that's a reason why red might go all the way down here versus putting them up there. And so that's basically how the game is played. You keep moving until somebody gets to the end to win. You don't have to get here exactly. I mean, if you're at 19 and you score 3 or 4 points, you win the game. So it says that will take approximately, 30 minutes. So it is a pretty rapid game. But anyway, that is the game of Rapido, previously published under the name Excape from Dr. Reiner Knizia. If you have any questions about it, let me know in the comments. And if there's anything else you want to know, just come on over to our Discord, talk to us about games and whatever else you want to talk about. But until next time, I'm Steven from Just Got Played. Thanks for watching.